Welcome to the Nora Valkyrie Volume 4 build tutorial, presented by Sam of thermo-cosplay. Hello! To get started, I purchased an encyclopedia of sewing. Really helped me, along with a bunch of material. There's the encyclopedia again. Now, to put all this together, you'll need a sewing machine, you'll need to stay hydrated, and you'll need sewing materials like bobbins and a measuring tape and needles. So let's get started. You need to take your measurements, so I wore really loose clothing to stay comfortable, and I wore a beanie because I was cold. I took my measuring tape, and I proceeded with measuring my bust, my waist, my hips, and I measured across my shoulders and down my arm. Then I did my underbust. When my measurements were complete, I used a very basic circle skirt tutorial, and I created my white skirt and my pink skirt. Then I took those measurements and I started to create waistbands. The waistbands are really long rectangles that are double the width. I used a really thin elastic for the white skirt and a thick elastic for the pink skirt. I fold the basically fabric envelope over and I sew on the edges so as to avoid hitting the elastic. When the envelope is created, I then attach that new waistband to the skirt. The mouth of the skirt is larger than the waistband to create volume, so I create loose pleats, as you see here, and I sew the edges together. Make sure to avoid sewing the actual elastic or you might have trouble with stretch over time, but this creates a lot of volume in the skirt. I test fit the skirt, white and pink, on my mannequin. I like to wear it as well, but usually I put this on a mannequin when I'm trying to be fast, and I made this in 2 days, so I was trying to be fast. Next, I created a pattern for Nora's shirt. I placed it on my dress form, which is incredibly accurate to my measurements, and then I cut out the base form and put it on my mannequin to see how it looked. This is where I discovered something kind of irritating about this particular fabric. It's very sheer and very prone to wrinkling, so I had to make a few adjustments. And here are my adjustments. I actually added a thicker stretch cotton underneath, and it ended up looking really nice. To create that keyhole, I took that thick stretch cotton and put it on the outside of my, what was going to be my outside material. I drew a heart, sewed the heart, cut out the heart, then pulled the fabric that was supposed to be on the inside out through and created kind of a little keyhole. I'll put a tutorial to this. This ink right here is a fabric marker, and when I apply heat it will disappear. So fabric markers are great. Next, I proceeded with building the jacket. I was going to use a simplicity pattern, but it didn't work out. So on the floor there, hey, that's a brand new pattern. I made using my measuring tape, tailor's chalk, and a yardstick to keep the lines pretty straight. I cut this out of the jeans, and I cut it out of the lining, which is like a stretch nylon. It's a red stretch nylon. Then I placed the fabric's faces together, sewed them on the corners, and flipped them inside out. Here's one that hasn't been flipped yet, so you can see what I'm talking about. And then this is one that has been flipped, so you flip it where the armhole is because that's going to be sewn to the sleeve, and you don't need to worry about sewing it just yet. Yay! I have a completed sort of jacket with the collar and no sleeves. Alright, time to get some sleeves. For my sleeves, I have a base pattern that I use. My base pattern is actually a lot longer than Nora's sleeves, so I went ahead and cut them short, and I was trying to figure out how thick those lines needed to be, so I tested it. Then I created a thicker pattern, put bias tape on the top, and used that elastic sleeve method to create a stretchy bottom for my sleeves. Once this was done, I prepared to attach them to the jacket. And here we are. It's attached to the jacket. There's the skirt. There's the symbol on the back, which is made using acrylic paint mixed with a textile medium that, when set properly, will be machine washable. And here's my entire costume. I did add a belt later on, using the same envelope method for belts again, and I added it with Velcro. For the gloves, I actually just took a pair of gloves and dyed them. Here's a completed product. Super comfortable. If you have any questions, please contact Sam at thermo-cosplay.com. Thank you for listening. Happy cons and happy cosplay.